I'm Maureen Davies and I'm one of the Deputy Chief Nurses at NHS London, which is the Strategic Health Authority for London. We at the Strategic Health Authority work with all the healthcare organisations across London, of which there are almost 80, to provide healthcare services both from primary and community care into the most technical and advanced areas of specialist medicine and nursing. And we do that across London. You know, it's one of those sorts of meetings where you actually really see the potential. It's that I think there's something about the way the meeting's handled, the way everybody participates. There's clearly a bit about the individuals who turn up for the meetings, because they've clearly, themselves been, they've competed to get there, because they're all representatives to a certain extent from a service user basis. But what they really do is they really demonstrate potential rather than disability, and that I think is the bit that if we could somehow capture that and get that out there, we'd really get the agenda moving. And I think it's the best forum to do it, because I don't think there's anybody who doesn't go to the meeting who doesn't come away saying, that's great, this is what we want to do. Certainly from the perspective of the health input, the chief execs who go, it's actually making a very positive difference. And that I think is it's the synergy I think in the meeting is really powerful. So that's, for me, it's been really exciting, and I've learned far more than I've taken to it. The thing for me, particularly the way that we're with the national guidance and we're going to move the board on for London, is that we're actually building on a really well established board that's got credible membership. People are actively contributing. There are challenges in that meeting. It isn't a cosy meeting. It's open and it's well structured, but it's by no means a predictable outcome about what's going to go there. I never go to that meeting thinking I'm going to get an easy ride, and I'm very clear about that. And I think that's a strength, and actually building on that, with the structure that Ian's proposed, is actually really powerful, because we've got the best of that. And we'll use that really to forward the agenda for London. So from that perspective, it's really exciting. And I think the greatest opportunity about it would be going back to something I think that Ian said, and certainly we've talked about it out of the meetings, which is the best outcome would be it was made redundant because we didn't need it anymore. That's not going to happen straight away, but I don't think there's anybody in who comes to those meetings who in the long term wants this meeting to continue forever, because actually things haven't progressed. We want it to improve to the point actually it's not an issue anymore, because everybody's been treated in the same way, and that is, I think if we keep that, then we'll always be headed in the right direction. What we've got now is we've got a much stronger idea of where it should be, and we've got much better input into people whose everyday life is affected by the way we run things now, and they can help us, and lead us, actually, more importantly, into what it needs to be. And certainly from my perspective as one of the Deputy Chief Nurses here at the Strategic Health Authority, is the opportunity to use this experience for access to healthcare across all the range of services, the contexts. It's not just about learning disability, it's about anybody who may have a communication challenge, may have a physical mobility challenge. Learning disability touches so many parts of everybody's lives. It really will help us get it right for so many other patients and service users, and that's the really exciting potential about it. That is just a fantastic opportunity for everybody to do it, and we would be crazy not to work in this way. It's a fabulously powerful meeting from a sharing perspective. Quite genuinely one of the best meetings I go to. Can't beat it. Ian and I were just saying, if we could do all the meetings like this, it would be a very, very different world. What it does start to show is you can collaborate even with the most hard to reach groups technically, if you actually think about it properly. And what we don't do is think about it hard enough sometimes in any of the services. And that's a bit, because it's that's the bit that I think it helps you think the other way round. It certainly has helped me think differently in the wider context. I've learned loads, far more probably than people think, but I have.